Welcome everybody. I have a couple reads for you guys today. It was another tax day today, so I got some stuff done. I was cleaning the basement too. I have like 3 splinters in my hands and a couple cuts, so like my hands are kind of messy, so sorry about that. And I'm still kind of messy right now from cleaning. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath first. Sending lots of love and blessings out to all of you guys. I'll bring up some of my stones here. Okay. So the first read is I did a union read for the 4D, 5D, 6D, and I want you to notice the difference in energies when I do the 4D, 5D, 6D, and the 3D, 4D, 5D. They're very different. All right, so this is the union read here. This is the SIRIAN Starseed deck. Sorry, it's my daughter texting. All right, the SIRIAN Starseed deck. And then the main read in front of you, the Twin Flame read, is here, and here is the full 7-deck read that's in front of you with clarifiers. Okay. Okay. So the union read was done at 6:44 last night. And the underlying energy was the 3 of Pentacles. The central card was the King of Cups, which is unconditional love. And then the end of the read was Reason, or the Emperor. So coming together to co-create with unconditional love at the center point as reason and creation merge to the middle. The gingerbread house and Santa Claus, or Santa Claus specifically, was coming up here in both reads actually. And it was very interesting because Santa Claus was coming in, and the movie I'd watched the night before was about Madame Cloud. So Klaus and Cloud come up the same, and they actually have similar meanings. Removing the bread and claws, you get Ginger and Saint, or Ginger and Marianne, the girl next door. The incoming divine feminine is the 7 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. So passing downloads, now slowing down, time to sit under the tree and ground and send messages up. Oh, this is so funny that my friendly living room ant is on my wires, crawling down my microphone wire at the moment. All right, so there's a message for you. Passing downloads, slowing down, time to sit under the tree and ground and send messages upward. Instead of receiving the light, being the light. The embodiment of the 5D messages in a bubble, the 5D connection with rest, relaxation, and peace, meditation, and direct messages, taking a risk, looking up, being on a rock, in salt water, with self, in the favorite place to be, inside me. The 4D here is the Ace of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the Starseed, the divine feminine with an outpouring of love, exuding the love, and aqua love is coming up. And then aqua lung was coming up, emoting love with each breath, coming up for air like it were your last breath, and then allowing it to trickle down and around at 7:15, which is the Chariot and the Devil. So remember, you know, when you're under the water too long and you rush up to the top to take a breath, it's like reminding you to take that kind of deep breath every day to make sure your full body gets oxygenated every day. We have, let's see, the divine masculine, the starseed receiving a big download or a bomb dropped into their crown, perhaps a brilliant idea about a new start, a leap of faith, perhaps a big ball of hail from Santa Claus. So then I looked up Klaus and Cloud since they were both coming up. And Klaus means key or curly bracket or a nail. And actually Cloud with a D, it only means nail or metal fastener. But Klaus means nail but a whole bunch of other things. It also means to clean, or a clause, sentence, statement, line, writing, text, document, letter, a clause or term or consideration. And then hail was coming up, which was interesting because the definitions of nail and then rhyming with hail, and there's hail in the card here of the starseed. Balls of ice falling as precipitation, often connected to thunderstorms. Hail also means healthy and whole, entire, safe. To greet, give salutation or salute, name or designate. Free from disease, again healthy, the whole amount or number. To heal, to cure, to drive the ball through the goal. Hailstones and pellets. So the nail closes, but the key opens and closes. You could write a sentence, or you could salute, hail, heal, and cure, to drive the ball through to the goal, which is Mary. Just something about Mary. And Spirit's connecting with me. To be sainted and considered clean, or to be hailed healthy and whole and cure others. Cloud was the whore in the movie, right? She was a madam, the nail in the coffin. Klaus given both the nail and the key to get out of there. It's their choice. Told what to do or having choice here at 732, which is the chariot and the journey, both having to do with movement on to the journey, ascending. Old Saint Nick sending advice to the divine masculine from the North Pole. It gets lonely and icy here. And then Aqualung coming up. And there's that energy about the old man, the poor old man on the side of the street who perhaps didn't take care of themselves their whole lives, so that, they don't breathe well. And here we're talking about the aqua breath too, taking that big, deep breath to make sure the oxygen gets into all of your body. Bridging here with the Four of Wands, the 4D castle, the heart with a bridge. Not just closed, but can open and close at will, and have multiple E-towers if you want. Sunrise, sunset. She rises as he sets. Hail melts down in jungle land. Okay, and that has to do with something very hot and humid, right? So we have the 5D here with the chariot, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. The divine feminine boldly ascending or on the move, naturally powered by 5 white horses and Durga. And then they were guiding me to break down Durga, which means dwarf. Durgan is an undersized creature or dwarf. Napoleon complex coming up here. And breaking up to Dur and Ga. Dur is major, like in music, like the happy chord, as opposed to the minor, which is more of a depressed or deep solemn chord. Here, Dur is the major chord, but yet the definitions are hard and difficult, tough, rough, and harsh. To carry, to bring, to give, firmness, solidity, hard case. So again, there's this very hardness about it, and yet it's the major chord at the same time. Being stringy or the house, right? Again, the case, the what you build up around you to protect you, to protect the sensitive center. One of several bacteria diseases. So typhoid fever comes up, another kind of typhus, I don't know how I spelled it, epideme or something like that, and then relapsed fever and paratifoid fever. Anyway, there's 4 different fevers there coming up. One of several bacterial diseases, or being dirty, stop, steal, hard and cruel, and then Cruel de Vil was coming up. The short slumber and the fog, not being able to see clearly. And then, so the Dur, and then the GA comes up for Durga, which is Georgia, of course, but it also means rain, mouth, to poke, to peel, metal, money, duck, kara, spear, dart, sting, ray, so stingray is coming right there, and then radius, suppository, earth, land, ox, and bull, and Taurus. The geese sound, the skunk, the train station, gas and carbon dioxide and lighter fluid, jackrabbit, to walk, move, start, amount to, or a leg, and a quarter of, which references to the leg, the hind quarter, and then the one pair of long, thin objects, like shoes or socks or gloves or chopsticks. So to house the bacterial disease, the dirty, the harsh, the difficult, the cruelness with the major cord or the major scale, the happy scale, to solidify, to protect the sensitive inside, the mushy middle, and stop it from spreading, to stop the bacteria or disease from spreading. With a pair, long and thin, at 754, which is the Chariot and the Page of Swords, the message, a duet of highs and lows, stretched to the limit, contained and creates a beautiful song of co-creation. So listen to this again. We're talking about the dwarf, a duet of highs and lows of the pair, the twins, obviously, but the duet of highs and lows stretched to the limit, right? So put under pressure, what's pressure under, or contained pressure, creates a beautiful song, right? It's like channeling that energy into something different. The negative energy becomes something beautiful of co-creation. Whistle while you work. Dun, 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 dun. So there's that major scale song coming up with the dwarfs. No words to get in the way, just whistling. Whistle a happy tune, a key, a tone, major, an upbeat kind of feeling. And so whistle, then the night the lights went out in Georgia came up, which is Bobby Russell's song sang by Vicki Lawrence, which is so funny because you never think of her as a singer. And then Midnight Train to Georgia also came up with Gladys Knight and the Pips. I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine. So that was coming up. And then the 5D Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine's heart at the E Tower, she powered up and he figuring it out. The crystal work, the contrast, the alignment, how to get into the E Tower, and what's the price for admission. Bridging in 5D with the King of Cups, unconditional love, the 0 point price. Free will. To free Willy or not to be free. To be free of will is to allow things to just happen. To see. To see with your eyes, to see with your ocean or emotion, to see with the unity or Christ consciousness. The 60 here is the Strength card, the 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. The Divine Feminine breakthrough. That fire burns. The Divine Masculine staying contained. The Steering Committee for the Circle of Trust. In all directions of space and time, high and wide, source and planes of existence. Bridging in sovereignty with wise, pure counsel, the old owl or the wise bird, hoarding her crystals to distribute in the Garden of Eden, or the place of heaven or paradise, her secret garden, with 2 tickets to paradise in the garden of prayer, being one with source, which is what prayer means. Building heaven on earth, and Spirit's connecting with me still. The Divine Feminine here is new love, self-love, and forging through the ring of fire. The Aries season, the portal of the Aries fire. The Divine Masculine Starseed figuring out how to get to the helm of the Divine Feminine's heart. And the bridge being the 4 of Wands union of unconditional love and sovereignty, the King of Cups in 5D, and the 60 Sovereign. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and the 7 of Wands. The steps here, taking the steps 2 by 2 to release from hiding and show off perhaps, to rise above the ashes, to tango with flame, hiding between Stairway to Heaven and Cell Block Tango with the Middle East, and the Emperor adding fuel to the fire, releasing their false hand or releasing AI, using reason and logic to burst your bubble, transitioning to the next level or leveling up, with fires before him, and must crawl before walking, which is hard on the knees. In the 6D, able to close the gate so there's no bleed through from the 3D chaos. Okay, so being able to close it so nothing can get through. It's like burning down the bridge as soon as you get over so that the enemy can't get to the other side. So the number that came up again was the 65 here, the King of Pentacles. The horizontal pillars came up as 20, 7, and 38, which are Judgment, the Chariot, and the Queen of Cups. And the vertical pillars came up as 10, 4, 1, 13, 15, 7, 8, and 7, which is the Wheel, the Emperor, the Magician, Death, the Devil card, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So there is an announcement about a chariot or a bold move. That can be ascension as well. That's the vehicle of ascension of the Queen of Cups, or perhaps Cancer and Aquarius energy there. Destined Emperor and Magician. Dealing, perhaps there's an unnatural death here, which can be an ending of something. It doesn't have to actually be a death. The 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the Chariot. So there may be a car accident that's happened with someone. We have Cancer and Aquarius on the horizontal side, and the vertical pillars we have Libra, Aries, Gemini or Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and then Cancer again here. So the car accident can reference to being a train wreck as well, because we have Cancer here. Maybe someone has been battling cancer. So those kind of energies come up. But again, the King of Pentacles coming up here. All right, so the second read, the Twin Flame read. And the Ash Tree was coming up in this read. The Ash Tree and the Emerald Beetle. So this was very significant because the beetle that is harsh to the Ash Tree is called the Emerald Ash Borer. And if you watch me regularly, you know the Emerald Order comes up always now and then, but Ash has been coming up a lot the last couple months. And then Borer has been coming up. I've been talking about that a lot the last couple of weeks with the big bores that drill the underground tunnels. So here's the little culprit here, the Emerald Ash Borer, the green emerald beetle that destroys the ash trees. So there may be somewhere where that becomes a big problem, and that may be a way that someone's using, dark power, that kind of energy. So let me know if you hear anything about the ash tree or the emerald ash borer beetle. So we cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck at 8:30, which is strength, and then the 30 of the union energy, the 4 of wands. And then F flames came up, which is F of the expansion and contraction of flames, which has to do with drama and the need to transmute that energy. And then MES was coming up as our energy, right, in French, if I'm remembering correctly. So remember that the expansion and contraction, they were all in this together. I finished clarifying at 9:14, which is the Hermit and the Temperance card. The Hermit of going within and being wise, and the Temperance card of being patient and balanced, of a higher love, the angelic energies there. We had major arcana of alchemy, Tower. Alchemy is the Temperance card, by the way. So alchemy, Tower, reflection, which is the Hermit. So the time at 9:14 was the Hermit and Temperance, and they both came up as major arcana, as well as the Tower, the Lovers, and the Great Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune. And then after the read, the Hanging Man and Luna, or the Moon, came up. Excuse me. Two wands, 1 cup, 2 swords, and 1 pentacle. So here we have that 21-21, and that's like completion. The cycle's done. The 21-21, and that's significant about the year we're in as well. We have the Page of Swords, the Page of Wands in the read. And before the read, the King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and King of Cups. So 3 kings came up before the read. And after the read, the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Wands, which is the Wounded Warrior, came up. So we had 3 kings, 2 children or messages. And then after the read, the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Wands came up. And she can be the Wounded Warrior, or they could be 2 separate people. The numbers significant here were 44, which is that 4 of Cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering of love. And it can be boredom and apathy as well, feeling sorry for yourself. That was the significant number here. But it is, in the numerology book, very much a number of mastery, and that is considered the Atlas number as opposed to the Wounded Warrior in the Tarot. So the other numbers that came up here were 1, the Magician, 8, the Strength card, 34, the 8 of Wands, and in a lesser, and also 13 of the Transition or Death card. In a lesser sense, the 45 of the 5 of Cups, the 58 of the 4 of Swords, which is the 5D connection, but also resting and taking breaks, and then 8, 9, 10, begin again and again and again. The code line was all about abundance, but it was broken up into abun and dance. And it was all about the number 3, which is the Empress, abundance, again, and also Gaia, of course. And here were the messages coming up. So it's interesting, the first 4 letters that came up in the code line, instead of AM, FM, it was coming up I am FM. And then the Fool, or the madman, the crazy man, the drunk, was coming up in the energies here. And the alternating currents of the Tower and source energy, that 3 seek abundance. And here we had 3 kings before the read. And that could be the 3 wise men reference as well. And the 3 can represent many things, like Trinity. So I am that I am energy, the expanding and contracting I am the madman, the alternating currents, the Tower, source, with 3 seeking abundance. I'm a feminine fool, and here's the masculine taking ownership of his feminine side. I mean, this could be somebody outing themselves too, that they're gay, or it can just be someone being proud of being in their feminine side. I am a feminine fool. And the word faked came up, T-H-E-A-C-H-T, which is coming, springing, arriving, discovering, holding, enjoying. The He Tower, source, taking the high road with ease and good health, prosperity and tranquility, fermentation and knowing, also saying hello. And the hippopotamus was coming up here, which was my niece's favorite animal, actually. So 1 is to come, I to come, let's go, or 1 more to come and let's go. 1 out of one's fish beside the oak, and then tying a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree was coming up as well. With the I, the annex, someone, anyone. Also the yolk, so again referencing the egg, in abundance. The dance of the bun, which is the newbie. The hair rolled up, the drunken spree, a butt, a buttock, cupcake, a rabbit, sometimes a squirrel, to smoke cannabis, to shoot, a fenced area, good. That bread is also good. A base, a bottom, a stack, a stump, a trunk, the lower end, the extremity, the origin, the foundation, the basic provisions, the source direction, trace, qualifying score, the end, the asset, the possession, the grandfather, the coffee, rather bone and skin, or skin and bones here. And all this having to do with the bun in abundance. And as if you have listened to me for a long time, you know I always reference to abundance as BUN as an indicator of your kidney function, right? So it's noting the dance of the physical body transmutation. You know, we've been doing a lot of emotional clearing the past few years, and we're getting more focused on the physical clearing. And I noticed too, I do most of my stuff through meditation. I don't often remember my dreams, but lately I've been remembering certain people, and it's showing me that I'm getting closer and closer to my present moment, like people of the past that I'm clearing, and they're going in sequence, coming closer to my present moment. So some other words that were coming up as interesting were the play on fourth and fouth, F-O-U-T-H without the R. And fouth means abundance. So here abundance came up 3 ways. It came up as abundance, as the number 3 on the code line, and as fouth, which also means abundance, plenty, or copious. And I love copious because my maiden name is Cope, but copious and plenteous. And then the FM means Formidagen, which is the energy of FM, which is the period between morning and noon, or forenoon. Also fathom or femtometer comes up, which is 1/400,000th of a meter, a very small amount. And then the square FM comes up as the U, or the Holy Grail, plus 3399, which is two 39s, which are two Knight of Cups, or 33 of the Christ vibration and the 99 of compassion. I am morning to noon, squared, the Holy Grail and two Knights of Cups, Christ and compassion, fathom a measure of time so small, the 11th hour before high noon, the split second it takes, where all comes together, copious, from origin to end, assets and possession to grandfather and skin and bones, the newbie to the grand, the cupcake to the drunken spree and cannabis, a butt dance, a qualifying score, all in the blink of an eye. That's 0 point, where everything good happens or happened in your life, if you just imagine and believe. E, act, he towers. Source takes the high road, and seeks abundance. A kidney dance, a kid and a knee dance. A measure of transmutation, the dance of the crazy eights, of abundance. And then it was interesting because a combination of names came up, which all had the ash in it again. And it was coming up as the path of the saint of Ashen. And ASIN means stone, ass, salt, iron or donkey or rock salt. And then a shine comes up as ASHINE, means shining and radiant and bright. And then ashing also came up, where a sample is heated in the furnace to leave residue of ash, either to determine the gross mineral content or as a preparation for further analysis. So the remains of fire, which is ash or oxidation process, or in other words, the remains of a catastrophe, the gray color. And again, the ash tree came up here as that energy of ash and burnt matter. So again, the beetle comes up here, the emerald ash borer, a beetle from Asia and significant pest of ash trees in Europe and North America. And it's the size of like half of a penny. They were showing a picture of it on a penny. And this was all coming up from Wiktionary. So we start with the Four of Wands reversed. And yesterday was the 6th, and today is the 7th. And I love this day today because it's the 4-7, the sweet spot. 4 to 7 in numerology is right where you want to be. It's that range of numbers that's just to the light of the middle. So today is 4-7, and then we have 11, 13, 15. So it's 16 of the Tower today. So yesterday was the Lovers and the Devil. Today is the Chariot and the Tower. And again, that can reference a car accident. So it doesn't have to, but that's one of the situations that could be happening in the energies today. It also can be anything sudden that's great. Like if the Chariot is upright in its positive energy, it can be boldly doing many things, traveling and moving and getting things done, and in a sudden way with the Tower. So it doesn't have to be something negative. So, and then I was getting yesterday, I had too many ants in the house, did come in yesterday, and I found this little hole I'd stopped up, and I told you about that. So I took most of the ants outside. And then it was one lonely ant there when I went to bed last night. And I felt bad for him because he looked kind of lonely. But they sit there, they'll sleep right out in the middle of my counter. So there was that energy there. And believe me, they always find a way back in because they were coming back in this morning again. So I had to take some out again as well. So sometimes I have to do this in the beginning of the season where maybe 10 ants may come in and I have to tell them they're not allowed to come in. There are too many of them. And then they'll stop. I'll take them out a few times and then they'll stop doing it. So it's actually kind of fun. Like I get 2 pieces of cardboard to get them to go on one piece or the other. And a sponge might work too. Or just find something they like to get them all to crawl on it and then just take it outside. But I like taking them out on the cardboard because I'll take them out and I'll just flick the other side of the cardboard. It's like a ride for them because they're so light. They just, then they're down on the ground. They're off and running. So we have this Four of Wands reversed. And beneath the Four of Wands reversed, and here's that Four of Wands, and the mini cards on top, and going down, 5 cards down, out in the cold, with the Five of Pentacles upright, the King of Swords upright, the King of Pentacles reversed, and then the Four of Cups upright with the King of Cups upright. So out in the cold, the King of Swords upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, perhaps grounding and integrating boredom and apathy, that uncomfortable feeling inside yourself, ignoring gifts from source, perhaps, and the King of Cups is upright, moving but feeling unstable, perhaps, visiting or visitation, or busy and ignoring the King of Swords upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, who feel left out from them, or the Queen of Cups who actually came up before them, who's focusing on her heart, while the Hermit is alone in the cold. The Knight of Swords is upright, but the King of Pentacles is reversed, but he's also the Akashic Records here, and an island unto themselves, and fell into the turbulent seas, okay? So the Four of Cups in the SIRIAN Starseed deck is someone on a rock in the middle of the ocean, a turbulent ocean, looking up at the stars. And so when it's reversed, it's either someone taking that risk to jump from that rock to the other with the turbulent seas going on around them, or maybe they drowned. You know, you kind of don't know what happened, right? Can be either way. But the King of Pentacles is also the Akashic Records. And it's bringing up the history of when perhaps you drowned before, falling into the turbulent seas of emotion, while the King of Cups upright, with emotions under control, because he's upright, dealing with unstable home or work being done. And also the wound about, so here drowning was coming up, but also that the masculine always chose the family over the divine feminine. And that's been a theme this week coming up. So hard work, resistance training, the weight of the world Atlas, preparing for the Knight of Wands, rushing in to sweep them off their feet. Or that's their trainer whipping them into shape. The cycle is complete here, the divine feminine breaking patterns, or perhaps she fell and hurt herself, or Pisces did. Oh, that's so funny. My daughter just called me a few minutes ago to tell me her foot was hurting her. Or dropping the act, unable to keep up with all the back and forth communication and or travel, injured or students falling behind, or teacher going too fast and don't understand. And I'm losing my voice here with the teacher. Or the teacher is going too fast and the students don't understand. And that can be in something like this as well, where I may be talking too fast and someone might understand what I'm talking about. Feeling drained, tired, ego death, needing sun and fun, a friend to come over and play with, or to help around the house. The world, the sealed divine feminine, or Pisces longing for their divine partner. She like the wind, and he with the burning bush. And the Queen of Swords reversed in separation, or heartbroken with the King of Wands reversed, who could be the magician, causing the bleeding out, betrayal, or pain and walking away. Or the King of Wands reversed is the magician. So it could be two separate people, or he can be that energy of manifesting, but it could be in a negative way, or walking away, right? Finding that boldness of the magician, finding the courage and the ability to walk away from something as the King of Wands reversed, not happy where he is. Coming full circle with the Queen of Swords reversed, who definitely could be Gemini here, with the King of Wands reversed Aries, or the King of Wands reversed having major surgery, where they may or may not walk away afterward. And can they trust them with their life? Or ending the pain by moving up the mountains. Pisces, Sagittarius upright, and Leo reversed, Gemini upright, Gemini or Virgo upright, and Aries upright here as well. Great riches or saving for a new life. Destined to end conflict with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who can be an earth sign or someone with earth in their chart, or someone who's just feeling ungrounded or lost money or status, or is all about the money. So Akashic Records coming up is schooling the golden goose to stop making excuses and go after what you want. So again, it's like the teacher, with the kid who always gets in trouble in class for talking too much. Here's the Akashic Records schooling the goose who's always full of excuses to just be quiet and go after what you want. Or the Queen of Pentacles reversed with roots here and unwilling to move or be uprooted. Children, the children are affecting your love life, and beneath the children in the underlying energy is reconciliation. So some kind of reconciliation, and then dealing with children affecting your love life, or you allowing them to, or only back together for the children, or to be with the children, like maybe you're fighting with your children and you're reconciling with your children. The Emperor reversed, stunned into submission, released from energetic prison or energy drains, cheating, stealing, lying, or energy release. On the fence with sweet tweets above their head, an all business relationship not working, perhaps daydreaming and reaping rewards, perhaps gardening, or sex in the living room chair, or there's a teenager there, or the karmic tie, or drunken parties for two. This could be people who have alcohol issues. Sol knee or toe knee or knee toe with right elbow. Cappuccino at bedside and feng shuied home. Scissors magnet coin on stone pillar by the gate at 12:01. You know, this is just after midnight where Cinderella turns back into the pumpkin. Billowing bed, perhaps a four-poster. Expensive sheets and curtains, or with a realtor seeing lots of properties or homes. At 12:01, this is AM last night, in relationship change with number 56, which is the Two of Swords, being in your knowing and either keeping to yourself or pretending not to know. And then beneath that, domestic harmony, which is 46, the Six of Cups, the two children loving each other. After stabilizing the children, whether they're the inner children or outer children, clarity comes in here. With the King of Pentacles reversed at a loss, laying their cards out on the table. In the never-ending story, or after death or near-death experience, out the back, Jack, with new plans stand, the worst is over the day the music died, or took their last breath, or someone took their breath away with bliss. Not a word was spoken. The church bells all were broken. For just one moment, all was still. The 11th hour, the calm before the storm, or the peace after it hits. Choking on words or spoke too soon and needing to swallow their pride. So both of those energies also come up as the sunrise, sunset, right? Not full daylight and not full night light, but the sunrise and sunset times. They're like mid-cycle of the moon. It's like a safe place. Left for dead, thought they'd never get up again. Scorpio reversed and Aquarius reversed, perhaps got cheated or lost everything. Not heeding the call to action. Holding back an announcement of a move or issues with the home or marriage. Walking away, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, whether it's walking away from them or they're walking away. Reaping rewards of relationship change. With the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, both here in perhaps a sex-only relationship or a loveless relationship, and now changing that. Divorce, break from religion, establishment, group, or societal norms. Sharing now or settling out. And after this read, the King of Cups comes up again, ending the battle with the Knight of Pentacles, whose offer causes an explosion, an eruption, an epiphany perhaps, or Scorpio coming clean or cleaning up their act, presenting the truth to the Page of Cups reversed child, or rejection. This can be a rejection response. Also feeling vulnerable and or entitled at the same time. There could be a father and child here coming up after the read. Scorpio and Pisces, or Scorpio getting hopes up and then rejection after rejection, feeling small again, but getting good at rejection, right? Building up their hard shell, knowing it's not them. It's just maybe not the right time. The Hermits reversed, perhaps out of their mind or coming out, with the Emperor reversed, losing their mind or losing control as the Devil comes out. Or Virgo reversed and Aries reversed clash, and Capricorn is not wanting to play in that. The Nine of Cups reversed may be powerless or dependent, a financial drain, or someone making a big purchase, receiving a new passionate offer, but then no callback, or still deliberating. And that's interesting too, because there's a couple messages I'm still waiting for someone to get back. And there's been kind of a lot of that back and forth stuff, like things aren't done right or someone's not getting back and you need the information to go forward and everyone's got to get their taxes in next week. So yeah, there's kind of that energy. The recent past here is the Eight of Cups. Walking away, the Knight of Who is that? The right there, there's not a knight there. I'm trying to figure out what I wrote there. Because it's the Eight of Cups, which is walking away and within. Oh, it's not a knight, it's knowing and keeping to themselves in awakening to the wounded warrior who's very guarded and sullen. Moving to peace, away from negative talk or negative self-talk and or abusive power, resting, taking a break, meditating or praying, or taking a break from or with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or perhaps patience. Or the 5D connect with dream family and patient angel of a higher love, releasing the wounded warrior or that victim mentality, or releasing a guard or a big payoff in court, or released from large institution, or building a bridge to justice, perhaps a final divorce or Libra here. Capricorn or Pisces reversed, Aries reversed, Sag upright, and Libra upright here at 1230, which is the hangman and the union energy or the home. The foundation here is reflection, reversed, unstable, losing their mind, or dementia, or some other kind of mental issue. There could be schizophrenia with something like that as well. Coming out of isolation, the Six of Cups. Inner or outer children, loving each other, defenseless to the energies, or coldness and betrayal of the justice system, perhaps a lawyer, or the King of Swords, or the surgeon at a surgical visit. This could be surgery, viral issues, or infection issues, perhaps, but perhaps dealing with a doctor that you don't particularly like. The central energy is alchemy, bleeding, pit, released from a big family, business, or institution, or laid off or fired, or perhaps discharged from a surgery. Dissatisfied and settling out with the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps she's a Sagittarius, and the Constant Gardener or Virgo reversed here, challenged by Scorpio or a sudden event, with lots of drama and fires to put out. The secret passion, the secret's out, or a need to use your intuition with the King of Swords, with 16 channels on board, or a major speaker system that will be in by fall. The Page of Wands inspired by temptation or by a Capricorn, or ball and chain connected to the star in the happy family, or emotional fulfillment. The Queen of Cups focusing on their heart post-war and offers coming in, but the Knight of Pentacles is focused on moving the Knight of Swords reversed along, getting them back on track. You know, it's like a dog, corralling a horse. Now, come on, you got to get back in line. A fire lit under the Knight of Pentacles to get the Knight of Swords reversed to apologize to the Queen of Cups upright, while the King of Swords is excited by secret passion or tempted by codependency. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is that loyal, humble servant. It's the Pentacles, which has to do with, things of practical life. Money is one of those things, but also just being very moderate and in the way that you manifest. The Knight of Swords reversed here, someone who could be lashing out and verbally abusive, but also could be at the same time holding their tongue and not really saying what they're thinking, but boiling inside. And then the Queen of Cups upright is this loving, kind, intuitive energy here. So the Scorpio upright comes up here with Pisces reversed, Capricorn upright, and Aquarius upright as well. The Page of Pentacles may be a good student, or this could be an opportunity that may be too good to be true. The Page of Pentacles hurting themselves to be perfect. That's that perfect straight A student, but they're abusing themselves to get there. No longer flirting with everyone, or no longer having casual sex. Arrogance and verbal abuse, or lashing out at those who are undeserving, who have only ever been kind and loving, even when you or they weren't. At 1244, which is the Hangman and the Four of Cups. Grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, especially receiving it. Or boredom. So the dream girl, star, healer, or Aquarius, without a leg to stand on, moving to a peaceful place in the awakening process, taking a rest or on break, meditating, or dreams of great riches, or being able to offer a new life to cheer someone up. who's overworking, or what they're doing isn't working. Coming up here, or in the crowning position here, is the Page of Swords reversed. With the truth presented, but the Page of Swords reversed, may be too tired to listen. Or this can also be, a kid with a mouth on them, who's very disrespectful. But it looks like they're too tired to listen. And there's a secret passion or a need to use their intuition when they're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, or detached King of Cups is not getting the call. Looking back at why and trying to be strong, Pisces and Scorpio both reversed here, and Leo upright, perhaps Aquarius reversed as well. The Queen of Wands reversed in the avoidance, right? She's reversed. She's either sick, tired, or pissed off. In the avoidance, in a divorce, to be free from chaos of the King of Pentacles reversed, who could be all about the money and greedy, or just not care about the people around them, or someone who's losing money and status and feeling very ungrounded, or constant emergencies, or all about the money, and the King of Cups upright in love, seeing synchronicities with the Empress reversed, who then freaks out, or has epiphanies or epiphanizes, or mind-blowing sexual energy going on there at 12:54, which is the Hangman and that Page of Swords, but the Page of Swords is reversed, which can be rumors too, negative self-talk, spying and lying, and just the most immature communication ever, right? So we have the Queen of Cups twin, with the Two of Cups and the Lovers both upright together here, with the King of Cups, right? The King and Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups and the Lovers, giving up, trying to express feelings to the narcissistic Hierophant reversed, or the Page of Cups reversed, having emotional fits, right? That could be a child of the King and Queen of Cups, or the baby crying all the time. This also could be siblings, where there's two older siblings and one who's much younger, or dealing with a narcissistic parent who's now in a childlike state, throwing tantrums to get what they want, or a Page of Cups reversed child acting up due to a divorce. Affectionate Queen of Swords reversed, coming clean. She could be very hurt, or she could be very spiteful, right? She could be giving you the silent treatment, or verbally abusive, or lying. Coming clean with the Page of Cups reversed about the King of Wands reversed, spending and or hoarding money on the side. Soon here for the twins is the Lovers, with secret passion and dreams of emotional fulfillment and overworking to get there. Unstable house or home, a move or visit. And when they came together, it's like this, there's an unstable house or home, instability, or a move or a visit. But when they came together, whoever was moving or visiting or dealing with the unstable home, someone was expecting to be showered with love and gifts by doing what they were doing and to reap the rewards of their efforts. The Six of Cups, innocent children, right? Loving each other and knowing and keeping to themselves without option in an unstable home. And that can be like walking on eggshells as well. 103, which is the Magician and the Empress. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Great Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, upright, right? That's divine timing. That's a turn for the better. That the wheels are now turning forward, out of options with issues at work or third party through work, and the journey of a higher love, walking away from heartbreak and jealousy, separation and heart issues, rejection and schmoozers, moodiness and whininess, or unlovingness in general. This could be the one. Flirt, stay optimistic about your love life, and chemistry all came up for the twins. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Around the twins are how they're seen as the Ace of Swords upright. The truth is out in an announcement about the Two of Cups connection, grounding, integrating, sleepless in Seattle. One is offering and one is ignoring and purging at night, in separation. The block being the Three of Pentacles reversed, issues at work, overtime, and daydreaming, and at night going crazy or coming out. With the cards being abundance, but even more so individuality and new beginnings. As the King of Wands is reversed, perhaps exhausted or sick and tired or pissed off, with Atlas in the weight of the world and the weight and the world, caught with their pants down or caught in the weeds or the woods, as the Page of Wands masked boy with burning desire or groin, with the Queen of Wands reversed lover and the Queen of Swords reversed cleaning up, with the Page of Cups reversed, or This could be the Queen of Swords cleaning up after a baby here who, made a mess in their diaper or something like that. Or the baby's crying and then the one woman has to take care of the baby. This can also just be a young child, the Page of Cups reversed. Someone who's vulnerable and hurt and shy, they can be as well. Or it could be someone who's spoiled and entitled and a brat, right? So just the same person can embody all of that. The Queen of Wands, though, is reversed, and so is the Queen of Swords right here. So they could be two lovers together, or two friends or relatives who are very close. The Queen of Wands is reversed with the Page of Wands upright here, but the Queen of Cups is upright with the Page of Cups reversed. So there's two mothers and their children. So it could be two moms hanging out with their kids. And the Queen of Swords reversed, which also could be two kids at school who did something wrong, and they're dealing with the Queen of Swords reversed at school. Or that can be a lawyer as well. The Queen of Wands may be divorcing, or with Taurus and Aries in chart, or she's alternative. It looks like the King of Cups is upright and the Queen of Cups is upright, and they could be twin flames for sure, with the Empress reversed between them, always exploding, or with drama, or Scorpio upright and or Taurus reversed with the Empress there. So the couples in this read, the Emperor, the Empress, the King and Queen of Wands, the King and Queen of Pentacles are all reversed. The Page of Wands is upright with the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Ten of Cups upright, or supporting the flyer in the pyramid, right? The child. It's all about the child. It's like a family all with a strong foundation just to make the one child succeed. Or supporting the flyer to achieve that child star status with all the expectations that go along with it. And that could be the Page of Pentacles who's, cutting themselves to get where they're going. With ego, idea, or wide awake, the Wounded Warrior at night, or with Cancer with High Priestess reversed, Justice upright, and the Magician upright. A secret passion, a need to use your intuition or their intuition with justice, divorce, and manifesting big time here at the end. Pisces reversed, Libra upright, and Gemini or Virgo upright at 117, which is the Magician and the Star. So again, there's that star child energy, but also the Magician being the star, which could be an adult. The Magician with all their tools or cards on the table. And then the Three Kings coming up at 118, the Magician and the Moon, right? The Three Kings walking at night, day and night, to get to their destination. The King of Swords and the King of Pentacles reversed and the King of Cups upright at that Four of Wands reversed home that's unstable, no longer reflecting or coming out, or a parent with dementia or other mental illness. Destined to the truth with Virgo reversed and Libra upright, presenting truth and walking away to alchemize a higher love, and challenged by sudden events or epiphanies of lovers and third parties through work. As the Page of Swords is reversed in immature talk or negative self-talk and rumors, and the Page of Wands upright, inspired by the Queen of Wands reversed, or perhaps selling their soul to the devil. For stardom, getting all the light, yet the Wounded Warrior at night. Instability or issues at home, walking away or choked, needing to swallow their pride, coming out for a higher love and challenged by sudden events, or Scorpio. And the Page of Swords reversed, spying or lying, and the destiny of the lovers who present the truth, needing to co-create and be inspired to rise without climbing over others to get there. The mother placing the mask on self before the child, but only in emergent situations when needing oxygen. Loving self first. In the process, and then process all others. So it's like saying, by loving yourself first, and in the process, you are, as you're loving yourself and connecting with your higher self, you are loving all others. You automatically do. Each with the right to shine their own light, to awaken and have ideas, and feel wounded at night when the sun goes down, and others step on you to get to the top, the pyramid effect. Each with our own mission, and no one can do it without the other pieces to fall into place. So there's just this energy here about the alchemical process coming up. And then the 3 T's, I always say: transmutation, transformation, and transcendence. And you notice the words that come up with these 3 words. And we're crossing over to the other side. And don't compare. in the alchemical process, transmutation. Mute means being silent. Okay, but it also means change, right? To transmute or mutation. Transmute is the silence and change. Then transformation is the format or the form. And then the transcendence is the sense dance. Crossing over to the other side and not comparing with change and sound, form and senses dance. Can you dance in silence? Reformate. That's supposed to be reformat, but can you dance in silence, reformat, and then shapeshift? The divine masculine initiates or changes. The divine feminine shapes or decorates. At 139, which is the Magician and the Knight of Cups, the sound of silence, from which all inspiration arises. So let's pull a card from the energy deck. What is our takeaway from this? What is the main message that we need to take from this read today? For everybody watching, the best and highest good of all those concerned, what do we need to know and learn? Let's clear all blocks to positive energy flow in all chakra layers, auric layers, grounding and galactic cords across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and realities for the highest good of all those concerned. And fill that empty space with only beautiful divine love and diamond crystalline light. And so it is. And there's a couple bees playing outside the window. There was one just hovering, looking straight in the window. It was funny. It's 4:40 on the clock. Here it's 56:33. 56 is the Two of Swords, and that 33 is a Christ vibration. So being in your knowing and keeping your energy pure in that high vibration with the 44. We have 4:40 on the clock, which is the 4 of the Emperor and the 40 of the Page of Cups, right? The innocence of the Page and the control of the Emperor. And then, of course, the 44 of the mastering of love. Let's see here. Hold on one sec. All right, so the first card that came out is the 32 of the Journey. And again, here's that purifying the air, the purification process, the alchemical process. And then we have the transmutation, the transformation, and the transcendence here. The door to spirit on the journey. And again, cleaning out your house and cleaning out your physical house, your body. The 45 of the man holding the heart. Perhaps feeling sad. Or going through the journey and clearing things out enabled them, opening this door, enabled them to now focus on their heart and feel their heart again. So the next card coming out is the 3 of Abundance again, with the Empress and nature. Like he's needing to go outside and ground in nature. When feeling low, you notice how red it is, very much in the root chakra, and good sitting on the ground, you know, growing some roots down, grounding themselves. And then we have the Goddess of the Moon of the 52, and the Queen of Swords was reversed in this read, which is a negative energy. It's like needing to settle, you know, needing Mother Nature. And here's that Empress energy that came up between the King and Queen of Cups. So normally the King and Queen of Cups are upright, right? But when the King of Cups is expressing themselves as the 45, the unhappy masculine, and when the feminine is expressing herself as the wounded war widow, or that victim energy on both sides, very much needing Mother Nature to ground them. Or this could be a mother also getting between them. It's like a mother breaking up their children, you know, who are fighting. And then we have the 39 of the Knight of Cups with their throat chakra activated here. Now the Knight was reversed in this read, and this can be a need. You know, I lost my voice there for a second. So there's a need for someone to activate their throat chakra, so speak. speak their truth, their feelings. And there could be some jealousy there too, or insincerity, or not feeling like being loved. The underlying energy is all stemming from anxiety, and this is that imprisonment energy of the moon, which is the subconscious. The shade, it's illumination, but it's not the sun. It's not complete illumination. There's always a little bit of unknown there. And we have the caring connections, the temperance of the higher love here, the couple of the masculine and the feminine, and then at night going into anxiety and fear. And that's the underlying energy. So again, it's always remembering to clear your energy. When you're feeling sad, allow the purge, but also make sure your energy is clear and ground. Ground in Mother Nature, right? When you're feeling pissy or not wanting to talk, separate yourself. Be the mother between you and just go to your separate corners, right? And especially when there's a need to be silent, there's always a time for silence as well. There's a time to speak, and there's a time to go to your separate corners and be quiet. This also could be a masculine with dealing with their children over here. Okay? There's definitely a lot of page energy in this read. Okay, let's see what the journey of love has to say for you guys. All right. What is our takeaway from this read? 30. There's the union and the home energy again. And instability at home was coming up. And the towering magnificence here, right? Feeling the energy when there's so many people around. And if there's too many people in your home, maybe it's not a safe place for you to be. There's all these similar colors coming up together. We have the communal dance, the 5, again, of the community, having a lot of people living in one home is what's coming up, because it's coming up as an unstable energy in this read. Normally that's not what I would get from these 2 cards, but because that was the message in the read today. The need to come together, but there also needs to be a time where you can have your private space and be alone. And then we have the womb, a place where you can have 9 months of being alone. Within nothing there is everything. And that is the 2 of the High Priestess, right? The needing to go within and be silent. Taking a vow of silence in the womb for 9 months. That's funny. So the Hierophant and the High Priestess, which are 2 religious-oriented people. It doesn't have to be religious, because the High Priestess may be alternative religion. But they're both spiritually oriented. And then here's the home. So there could be a conflict between belief systems here, regarding God versus, nature, nurture, all that kind of stuff. But there is a celebration here. This is a coming together to honor something, whether it's a coming together of a relationship or a graduation where the community all gathers to see the new child, like to see Jesus in the manger. The event of the egg. And look at this, it looks like a big egg right here. And here's the womb. When people are divided and a baby comes, it naturally brings everyone together, and Spirit's connecting with me on that. Right? Everybody wants to see the new child, the miracle. And then we have the coming together of it. This is the Queen of Pentacles. And you notice how blue and purple it all is, how peaceful and beautiful, everyone wanted to see the new child. And then all of a sudden there's the birth, of course, and the coming together, right? Not so easy to actually come together after the 9 months of silence or the 9 years of silence. The coming together, print the presses, hit the presses. There could be some drama there, right? When you birth, there's always drama at a birth. And then look at the next two cards that come out, which is that very feminine hiding energy. And there's that gangrene or olive oil energy, the contrast between those two polarities. This is the 45 of the grieving, the sorrow, the loss, the hidden beauty in the grief, right? The pearl that it becomes, the spiral dance of the goddess, right? That only a mother can understand the birthing of a child, going through the 9 months, pushing the child out, and then the feeling of that child in your arms. The underlying energy being the seed of the heart, the 25 of the Knight of Wands. And again, you notice this is a question mark. What does that come out to be? Ah, the lantern. Remember when I told you about going on a treasure hunt? X marks the spot. 3 lines down and a question mark. So the question mark is like above the 3 lines down and a question mark. And the point is right in the middle of the X. With a pinch, which brings the rectangle together, and then a squeeze, which then bows in the sides. That's where the lantern came out in the going on a treasure hunt. So it ends up being a lantern that's hanging, the light. So the seed of the heart is the light. And here's the Christ light with the golden white light, and all the blues and the purples and the whites and the greens of heart. The 25 of the Knight of Wands, which is the inspired one, to question what's out there for me. It's very interesting because the card beneath that card, it kind of mimics it, but in 2D. And again, this is the space between the words, the Queen of Wands. This is 2D energy, but then we have the 25 of the movement, right? We go from Queen of Wands, who's not moving, to the Knight of Wands, who is moving. And you see how the movement creates the dimension and the color, right? Because energy is movement. But this is also referencing the space between the words. And again, that has to do with quiet time and the need for space between people. That people need time to connect with their higher self, with God, with Source, with Creator, whatever your perspective is. And also they're saying, here's nature. Remember to use the gifts that you've been given. Nature, which grounds you. The transformation, it transforms everything. And gives you the space to be with yourself. And again, find that inspiration, the seed of the heart. All right, so that's the underlying energies. And then the first 3 cards came up were these. So that was the most significant here. So I'm going to read the 30 of the Towering Magnificence. The group coming together. You are entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, yet exists within all forms. It is humbling and yet asks nothing of you. It just is, and when we encounter it, we're moved beyond words, beyond mind, and into realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience as limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. You're being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Your soul's been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now, to be witnessed to the extent that is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service which your heart craves, and you are ready. This oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine presence, is happening now, according to divine timing and grace. This is also confirmation that you're connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now is because your divinity has outgrown it and a new awareness is taking its place. And the poem simply reads, mighty sentinels connecting heaven and earth, wisdom of the ancients, waiting for those who listen in the quiet. Okay? Make sure you drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. And as always, be good to yourselves, guys. Rise and be loved. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day.